Ever wondered how tomatoes go from sprawling fields to your salad, pizza sauce, or ketchup bottle? Every day, a staggering 7.9 million tons of tomatoes are harvested, enough to fill thousands of Olympic-sized swimming pools with juicy red fruit. It's a massive operation that brings together cutting-edge machines and high-tech processes, all working in harmony to get those bright red tomatoes from the field to your plate. Let's get into it. Before any tomato can be harvested, the fields need careful planning and setup. Think of these fields as a carefully organized grid, with rows of plants arranged to maximize both yield and access for machines. This layout isn't just for show, it's essential for smooth, efficient machine operation. Field preparation begins with soil management, which is crucial for healthy growth. While traditional tilling is still common, many farms today use reduced till or no-till practices to protect soil structure and preserve nutrients. After preparing the soil, farmers install irrigation systems, with drip irrigation being one of the most popular options. This method conserves water and directs moisture right to the roots, keeping the plants hydrated without wasting resources. Once the plants are in the ground, each row is spaced evenly to allow easy access for harvesters when the time comes. By setting up fields this way, farmers make sure that each tomato plant gets the sunlight, space, and water it needs to thrive. Tomatoes may all look similar at first glance, but different types require slightly different harvesting techniques. For example, Roma tomatoes, known for their dense flesh and low water content, are primarily used for sauces and pastes. Since they're firmer, they can handle a bit more pressure during harvesting, making them a great candidate for machine collection. On the other hand, cherry tomatoes are delicate and easily bruised, so they need gentler handling. Harvesters can adjust settings like vibration intensity to ensure that each type of tomato is collected with care. These adjustments allow machines to cater to each tomato's characteristics, ensuring that only ripe and high-quality tomatoes make it through the process. The goal is to harvest each type at peak ripeness while maintaining its freshness and quality, ready for either fresh sale or processing. Now, let's introduce the star of the field, the tomato harvester. This machine is specifically designed to collect tomatoes without damaging them. It uses a careful shaking motion to gently loosen the tomatoes from the plants. Imagine the machine moving slowly along each row, using gentle vibrations to encourage the ripe tomatoes to drop off their vines. This shaking is highly controlled, allowing only the ripest tomatoes to be collected. Once the tomatoes fall, they land on soft catching trays that guide them onto a conveyor belt. These trays are designed with careful angles and padding to avoid bruising the tomatoes, keeping them in the best possible condition. From there, the tomatoes are carried along a conveyor system where initial sorting takes place. Advanced tomato harvesters often include sensors that detect size, color, and ripeness, filtering out any tomatoes that don't meet quality standards. This stage is crucial, as it ensures that only ripe and unblemished tomatoes make it through to the next stage. As the tomatoes move along the harvester's conveyor belt, they're sorted and inspected using onboard quality control technology. These conveyors aren't just any conveyors. They're high-tech systems equipped with sensors that evaluate each tomato in real time. Think of it as a mobile quality checkpoint, where only the best tomatoes make it through. The sensors scan each tomato, checking for ripeness, size, and any imperfections. Tomatoes that don't meet the criteria, whether they're underripe, overripe, or damaged, are removed from the line and placed in separate bins. This step not only preserves the quality of the crop, but also ensures that only the most suitable tomatoes continue on their journey. By the time the tomatoes reach the end of the conveyor belt, they're ready for transport, sorted and selected with precision. After being harvested and sorted, the tomatoes need to make their way to processing plants or packaging facilities quickly. This stage is a bit of a race against time since freshness is key, especially for tomatoes that are sold fresh rather than processed. Tractors, trucks, and trailers are stationed at the edge of the fields, ready to transport the harvest. Some tomatoes head straight to factories, where they're processed into sauces, pastes, or canned products. Others go to packaging facilities if they're intended for direct sale as fresh produce. In some cases, tomatoes are even packed into crates directly in the field to save time and minimize handling. Every step of this process is designed to keep the tomatoes as fresh and flavorful as possible, ensuring they reach consumers in peak condition. Once the tomatoes reach the processing plant, the first step is unloading and another round of quality checks. Here, conveyor belts carry the tomatoes to sorting areas where any remaining debris, like leaves or twigs, is removed. Machines with sensors assess the tomatoes again for ripeness, firmness, and color, making sure that only the highest quality tomatoes continue forward. The tomatoes then undergo a thorough cleaning process. They are placed in large tanks filled with water, where gentle water jets rinse off any dirt or dust clinging to the skins. This step is critical, as tomatoes go on to be eaten fresh or turned into sauces and paste, so cleanliness and safety are top priorities. The cleaned tomatoes are now ready for the next stage, where they're directed into different processing lines based on their intended final use. Real quick, if you're curious about the tech and science behind your food, hit subscribe and help us share these stories with a wider audience. Now that the tomatoes are cleaned and sorted, it's time to separate them according to their end purpose. Each type of tomato product has unique requirements, and specialized machines ensure that each tomato meets its purpose perfectly. For example, tomatoes destined for fresh sale go through a final sorting and inspection process before being packed whole and fresh. These tomatoes need to maintain their shape and appearance, so they're handled with care to avoid bruising. For tomatoes going into sauces, pastes, or ketchup, the process is different. These tomatoes are funneled into machines that first remove the skins. They might be quickly blanched in hot water to loosen the skin, making it easier to peel. After that, they're either chopped or pureed, depending on the desired consistency. Industrial-sized blenders or grinders break down the tomatoes into a smooth texture, which will then be cooked and reduced to create the concentrated flavor we expect in products like tomato paste. Each machine is calibrated for a specific texture and consistency, ensuring that the final product is just right. For tomatoes used in diced or chopped forms, a specialized machine comes into play. Imagine an assembly line where tomatoes are fed into dicing machines that cut them into perfect, uniform cubes. This level of precision is essential for consistency, especially for products like canned diced tomatoes that consumers expect to look and feel the same every time. These diced tomatoes are packed into cans or jars, where they undergo a quick heating process to ensure they're free from bacteria. The cans are then sealed to keep them fresh until they're ready to be used. Fresh-cut tomatoes destined for immediate sale are handled even more delicately, usually packed into containers designed to maintain freshness and flavor. For tomatoes destined to become puree, paste, or sauces, the process is both intricate and fascinating. Once skinned and crushed, these tomatoes go through a cooking phase to reduce their water content and intensify their flavor. Large industrial kettles or cooking vats heat the tomatoes, allowing them to thicken gradually. This concentration process is what gives tomato paste its deep, rich flavor. The cooking time and temperature vary depending on the product. For tomato puree, the cooking is brief, giving it a thinner consistency with a mild taste. Tomato paste, however, is cooked for a much longer time, resulting in a thick, intensely flavored concentrate. The tomato sauce is somewhere in between, often with added spices and ingredients for flavor. Each product is meticulously monitored to ensure the perfect balance of flavor and consistency. Once processed, the tomatoes are ready for packaging. This is a critical stage, as it determines the shelf life of each product. For canned tomatoes, the cans are filled, sealed, and then heated in a process called retort to kill any remaining bacteria. This step not only ensures food safety, but also allows the tomatoes to stay fresh for months, even years, without refrigeration. For tomato paste or sauces, airtight jars or aseptic packaging are often used. In aseptic packaging, the tomato products are heated to sterilize them and then quickly cooled before being sealed in sterile containers. This method preserves the flavor and nutrients while keeping the product shelf-stable. By using these methods, the tomatoes are preserved in peak condition, ready for consumers whenever they're needed. Tomatoes destined for fresh sale are typically vacuum-packed or sealed in special containers that maintain freshness for as long as possible. Vacuum sealing removes air from the packaging, which prevents oxidation and keeps the tomatoes looking and tasting fresh. Some packages are even filled with a modified atmosphere, an ideal mix of gases that helps preserve the tomato's natural color and texture. Fresh tomato packages are then labeled and sent out for distribution, often reaching grocery stores within a day or two. This quick turnaround ensures that consumers enjoy tomatoes that are as fresh as possible, full of flavor and ready to use. By the time these tomatoes make it to the produce aisle, they're in prime condition, thanks to the careful handling and advanced technology at every step. Tomato harvesting has come a long way thanks to incredible advancements in technology. Today, many large-scale tomato farms rely on GPS and automation to improve precision and efficiency. Imagine a field where machines move with almost pinpoint accuracy, navigating each row without overlapping or missing plants. That's the power of GPS technology in agriculture. It helps machines follow optimized paths, reducing waste and maximizing yield. But it doesn't stop at navigation. Some harvesters are equipped with real-time data collection systems that monitor crop health and provide insights to farmers on factors like soil moisture, plant density, and even pest levels. By gathering this data, farms can better plan future harvests, adjust fertilization schedules, and respond to changes in crop health faster than ever. Automation is also transforming other stages, like sorting and packaging, where robotic systems can sort tomatoes by size and ripeness at speeds that would be impossible manually. Smart farming has become an industry game-changer, allowing farmers to make decisions based on real-time data. Sensors placed in the soil and on machines collect data on everything from soil pH to temperature. This information is then fed into software that analyzes patterns, helping farmers decide the best time to water, fertilize, or harvest their crops. In the world of tomato farming, where timing is everything, these tools are invaluable. For instance, if a certain section of the field is receiving less water due to changes in the irrigation system, the data can alert the farmer to make adjustments immediately, ensuring even growth across the field. This kind of proactive management helps reduce waste and boosts efficiency. By harnessing data-driven insights, farms can operate with more precision, reducing costs and delivering higher quality tomatoes. Despite the impressive technology, machine harvesting has its challenges. Weather can be a major factor. Rainy days make fields muddy and difficult to navigate, while extreme heat can put extra stress on the machines, leading to potential overheating. Uneven terrain can also pose problems, as machines are designed to work best on flat surfaces. When the landscape gets bumpy or hilly, it can make harvesting more difficult and slow down the process. Maintenance is another critical aspect. Harvesting machines go through intense work during peak seasons, running for hours or even days without much downtime. This means that regular maintenance checks are essential to prevent breakdowns. Technicians need to inspect parts like belts, trays, and conveyors daily, making sure everything is running smoothly. A single breakdown can delay the entire process, impacting crop quality and freshness. So farms invest in skilled maintenance teams to keep operations running smoothly. While machines have replaced a lot of manual labor, human oversight is still crucial. Skilled workers are needed to monitor machines, handle quality control, and ensure that operations stay on schedule. Labor costs are a major consideration, especially during peak seasons when farms might need extra hands. However, automation has helped reduce the reliance on seasonal labor, lowering costs and making large-scale tomato harvesting more economically viable. The economic factors extend beyond labor too. Equipment costs for modern harvesters, sorting machines, and packaging systems are substantial. Farms must weigh these costs against the benefits of increased efficiency and higher yields. The initial investment in machinery is high, but for many farms, the long-term gains in productivity make it worthwhile. With the world increasingly focused on sustainable practices, tomato farms are looking for ways to minimize their environmental footprint. Many modern machines are designed to use less fuel and operate with greater efficiency, which helps reduce greenhouse gas emissions. In addition, practices like reduced tillage, efficient irrigation, and the use of organic fertilizers are becoming more common in tomato farming. Reducing food waste is another key area of focus. By using advanced sorting and quality control, farms can ensure that only the best tomatoes reach consumers. While imperfect tomatoes are often used for sauces or canned products instead of being discarded. These efforts contribute to a more sustainable food supply chain, helping to conserve resources and protect the environment. Machine harvesting has revolutionized tomato farming, bringing numerous benefits for both farmers and consumers. For farmers, it means increased efficiency, lower labor costs, and the ability to handle much larger volumes of tomatoes during peak harvest periods. The precision of these machines also improves quality control, resulting in higher quality products that can reach markets faster. For consumers, these advances translate to fresher tomatoes at more affordable prices. With less spoilage and more efficient transport, tomatoes are harvested and delivered quickly, preserving their flavor and nutrients. In addition, the use of automated systems helps ensure that consumers are getting the best produce possible, making it a win-win for everyone involved. And there you have it. Modern agriculture machines are truly amazing, revolutionizing how we harvest tomatoes every single day. If this video gave you a new appreciation for tomato tech, give it a thumbs up, drop a juicy comment below, and subscribe so you're always in the loop for more farm-to-table wonders.